Hey everybody, it's Mike from Get Your Rock Out, and I'm sat here at Hammerfest with Idiom. How are you guys doing?
Very, very good.
Very well, thank you very much. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well. You guys are on later today, about 8 o'clock. You're on, you looking forward to it?
Very much so, yeah.
Really excited. Yeah. When we walked in and saw the stage and stuff and the setup of it, I mean, it was already busy sort of 12:30 today, and like we're on at 8 o'clock, so it's going to be shit hot, I reckon.
Yeah.
You guys got a big shout out from the Bastard Sons during their set. They said look out for Idiom later. They're going to tear your face off, is the words I believe he used.
Yeah, we are going to tear a lot of people's faces off. You're going to see something pretty special. Yeah, they're great guys. We played with them up in York, I believe, and I think we're going to play with them again when we go back up there in May. But they're great guys, wicked band.
Tell us about your musical style, and it says here that you've already shared the stage with so many bands, you know, your Devil Drivers, 36 Crazy Fists, Skindred. When you've got such a diverse selection of bands like that you've supported, you know, does it influence you guys in any way? Does it help you with your style? Because it all seems to be very quite out there in a way.
Yeah, it just helps. I mean, we're quite an eclectic band. I mean, we're four very different people, but best of friends that make very interesting, weird music. But at the same time, we can fit with a death metal band. We can fit with a light indie band. We can play any stage anywhere, man.
Yeah. We never fully fit in with anyone. Like, I think we've got our own sound almost, but I think Skindred is probably the best kind of fitted band that we've toured with or played gigs with as well.
It's the most relatable band.
Yeah, because they got the bounce, and they've got that fun vibe, and they're playing, you know. So, yeah.
There's a very interesting expression here, a DIY quartet of voracious males from the southwest. What does that mean, DIY quartet?
We've always done things ourselves. We very rarely look to other people to sort of help us. We've always, like, from the first show we ever played, where we flyered like hell for 2 weeks and sold out our first ever show. We've just always been sort of about doing things ourselves, not really caring or giving a fuck what other people. We're not following trends or anything like that. It's just kind of that sort of vibe, really.
And it just won't happen unless you put that kind of work in as well. It just doesn't appear, you know. You have to do that whole flyering thing these days, because otherwise no one's going to know you're playing. So, yeah.
Social media and the way paying for likes and all that kind of stuff. It's not us. I mean, we grew up before that kind of vibe. We were all about, like I said, postering, flyering, groundwork, as it were. So I think we've always stuck to our guns. So that's what it's all about, really. And the tearing your face off bit, you'll see that later on.
How does that work with a festival like this then? Is that you guys, you know, yourselves getting in touch with the festival, them getting in touch with you, or is there any kind of help there? You know, what happens?
I think, luckily for us, we've had people that we can, you know, help us out in that sort of regard. But we played Hammerfest a few years ago, and it went down really well, and now they've offered us back. And the person who runs Seven, Webster, he's always helped our band out because he manages Skindred, and it's all that sort of people sort of giving you that little leg up when, you know, we're not exactly the fashionable band or whatever. So it's nice for other people to help us get the exposure.
When you do it, you know, all yourself in that kind of way, I mean, obviously there's got to be some bands watching, you know, who are like holding down day jobs and trying to get the band going and all that kind of stuff. I mean, what do you say to yourself when it gets to the point where you're just going, my God, I haven't slept in days, I'm trying to get all this stuff done, you know? I mean, how do you guys, you know, keep yourselves going?
Knowing that at the end of it, you'll do something you dreamed of since you were 13 years old, and playing, already I've done so many things that I wanted to achieve when I was 14. So from now on, it's just I don't know.
It's also it's like a drug, though. It's like, you know, basically every time you play, that reminds you of why you do it, because the fun and the natural buzz you get from it, and all that. And then, you know, when we don't have gigs for a week or so, or, you know, a couple of weeks, you do I get down because I miss it. But then when you do it again, it's like, that's what it's about. It's just playing and having as much fun as you can and feeling it. That's what it's about for me.
Because there's nothing that gives you that buzz and that vibe, and if something pisses someone off, like if you play a show, you've forgotten about it. Like that's, all the work we put in, essentially, it all pays off when we play and we see people beating the crap out of each other whilst we're going mental on stage. So that's what it's about.
It was a good way of looking at it. Tell us about your latest music then. What are you guys releasing lately? What have you released lately? That kind of thing.
Our current, it's kind of an album, but it's going to be split into 3 sort of EPs, all exclusively through Metal Hammer. This month it's been exclusive through Metal Hammer and Asda. Next month it'll be exclusive through Metal Hammer and WH Smith's. And then after that there'll be part 2 and then a part 3. And at the end of the year, I believe Metal Hammer will sell the whole album as a 15, 16 track sort of piece. For us it's all about getting our music out there. You can
download it on SoundCloud as well, listen to it on SoundCloud for now, and then later down the line it'll be available for download properly and all that and whatnot.
It's an interesting concept, kind of, I don't want to say trickle release, but just release it that kind of way, get everyone excited about it, then release it all at once.
It's a really clever way of doing it, and hopefully it'll work out. But
yeah, that's the thing. It's just like for any band, like record sales are a sort of non-point these days in 2014 with social media, the internet and whatnot. So for us to push out 17,000 copies of our EP first time around, then another 6,000, and more and more. It's you wouldn't get that sort of record sales if you just tried to sell your record.
Yeah, exactly. There's no point in putting out a record if no one's going to go out and buy it, because if you're giving it to someone there on their lap, they're going to listen to it, and then they can make their opinion if they like it or not. And hopefully the majority of people will like it.
See, WH Smith is interesting because you can't sell it at HMV anymore. It's all going a bit different now, isn't it?
Yeah. The whole exclusive to Asda. To be fair, that's not really our thing. That's a Metal Hammer thing, and we're just happy that they even consider us to be sort of worthy of putting us on the front cover, let alone do it throughout the year like they're doing. It's amazing. So we can't thank Metal Hammer enough for helping us out, really.
Unfortunately, we're going to have to wrap this up very quickly, but do you have a message right into the camera for all our readers that Get Your Rock Out? Come and watch us. You won't see any band like it, and you won't see any band more genuine and true to their word than us. I guarantee it. Well, thank you guys very much. Have a good set tonight. Enjoy it, man. Cheers.